very much for receiving me, Ambassador Chair. Thank you very much, all of you, brothers and sisters. I hope you can hear me okay. I was fortunate enough to see some of you last night when I landed at the airport. And it was really telling for me to hear from my colleagues who I met last night to say to me, you have to extend your stay. And I've committed to the fact and told them that even though I will not be able to extend my stay, but if there is anywhere I want to be, it's among the African brothers and sisters. The people whom we share culture and heritage, continent, destiny, and future with. So I'm particularly honored today to be here so that I can update you a little bit of where we are. Some of you know our history. Others might only know where we are today. But without any major dispute, we Somalis claim to be the first democrats in Africa. Less disputed maybe it is where we are today. But the reality is that I am here to share with you some words that otherwise would be a little bit more diplomatic. Because we count on you to be part of our country and culture, which means that our journey is your journey. Our challenges are your challenges. Our opportunities are your opportunities. And any success we create, we don't create only for Somalis, but we create for the continent as a whole. Therefore, now that our future is interlinked, it should be less diplomatic here as compared to when we have official speech. We live in a world where competition is increasing, where human capital is absolutely critical, where our continent needs to uphold its strong African Pan-Africanism in order for us to compete. That is why Somalia needs you all. But before I tell you what your roles will be when it comes to Somalia, I'll first give you a little brief of where we are. Since the election of our president 2 years ago, we've been trying to reform our country. And to do that, we had to go through a painful process. We are not where we want to be yet, but we're very close. And with your help, we will succeed. In 2 years, we have reformed our economy. Not to ask for aid, but to be ready for business. We've re-engaged with international financial institutions, put in place public financial mechanisms in place, put in place anti-corruption mechanisms in place, put in place proper fiscal and financial discipline, and satisfied every single criteria that our national financial institutions have put in front of us, which now gives us an opportunity. In the next year, hopefully by February 2020, raise clearance from international financial institutions, including World Bank, IMF, African Development Bank, and others. That means that a new Somalia. On top of that, we've been trying to reform our policies. New constitution is underway. New electoral model is underway. Political party system process is underway. Resource sharing mechanisms, fiscal federalism, political power sharing mechanisms, all are on the verge of being completed. Which in reality means, with that, we lay in the foundation for policies that will guide our nation for the next 100 years. That reform will cater for the future generation in our country. The third element that we've been engaged in is, because of you, your respective African countries, those of you whom your brave men and women in uniform are serving our country under the banner of AMISOM, you have done what history will be called the best African mission the world ever known. Because of the sacrifices made by our continent. The ultimate sacrifices some countries who are here, including Kenya, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Burundi, and others, have made. We can talk about these reforms today. The third reform, therefore, is security sector reform. And we are preparing to take over from our brothers and sisters once we have reformed our armed forces, enhanced their capability, recruited, retooled, retrained, and repositioned. We are not there yet, but we're very close, and that is our ultimate goal, both police and military. And of course, there will not be any government that cannot provide services to its people. To seek legitimacy, you will need to provide services to your people. And to do that, our government have been trying to build roads and hospitals to provide educational and health services to our people. However limited, but the foundations are set. Corruption, which has been the biggest challenge in our country, is no longer a taboo subject. We debate openly on how bad corruption is in our society. It is already helping. Now there is a visible hope in the majority of the Somali people, whether in the diaspora or in the country, that this time there is more hope in our country than it has ever been. We've always termed to be a nation of piracy, terrorism, and extremism. We are transforming that in connection with the reforms I laid out for you. What I want those of you who are here to know is that strong Somalia is a positive foundation for a strong Africa. What is there to know is that the strategic location of our country, the coastline, the potential of oil, potential of gas, minerals, potential of agriculture, fisheries, and a youthful population of which 70% of are under the age of 30. Big land with a lot of resources, with less than 15 million people. These are African resources. These are African potentiality. With a little bit of plan and investment, and change the old narrative that people outside of our continent design for us, we can easily retake, reshape, and redesign our country. Success in Somalia becomes a success in our continent. Helping Somalia means that every 10 jobs we create, at least 3 or 4 of them will go to the people in the continent in our neighboring country, because we need the human skills and the human resources. Building Africa means building the region, which in turn means building the continent. So the first line of respondents in bringing Somalia back to its feet rests not only with us, Somalis, but it rests with us all Africans. And now we've managed to lay the foundation. We've ensured that people's hopes are now again alive, and they're committed, engaged, motivated, willing to partake in political processes. But the biggest challenge we face is how to free ourselves from the old narrative that Somalia is and will be and will remain what it has been for the past 30 years. And unless we have ambassadors out there who says, no, we know the potential Somalia has, we know the investment it requires, we know the transformation that is taking place and the reforms that are happening on the ground. Unless we have people like you out here help us change that narrative, it will hold us back. So here is my final conclusion. The biggest risk we confront is how to define or redefine that old narrative. And the second is that our people have now great potential and opportunity to make Somalia a success story. Not being able to utilize that opportunity or dashing that hope again once more in front of the Somali people is also the biggest risk we confront. I address you as the Prime Minister of functioning Somalia, not a failed state, as they would claim from time to time. I address you as the Prime Minister of a Somalia with a lot of prospects, not a nation in despair, as you would hear from time to time. And I address you as a Prime Minister who is seeking the support of those who want to do business with our country in the future, not anyone who wants to discuss with support in terms of aid. A nation that contributes to the African pride is waiting for your help. Thank you very much for that, your attention.